Jimmy was the oldest of 3 brothers at the farm. He had to leave home early. At the age of 12 he went away to work, and home he'd send his pay. As he passed through town he caught the eye of Jenny, the mayor's youngest daughter. "Lucky you," she said with envy in her eyes. "You gotta go, I have to stay. Jimmy's gone away. Will he come back or will he stay away this time?" Puzzled by the words of Jenny, Jimmy headed for the railway station. Figures Jenny's gotta get an education, but he wasn't all that well informed of Jenny's situation. The young girls of the town all had the same old teacher. He was the vicar of the church and a wicked preacher.
My name is David Jonatas. I'm come from Haiti, in the Caribbean Sea. And I'm in workshop 12. The title is Disarmament, Demobilization in Reintegration. And to be here in ISFiT 2009, just a way for me to learn more about the process, and I hope when I will come back to my country I can involve in the DDR process of the UN peacekeeping force in Haiti. And for me it's very practical things. I don't know for the other participants, it's very important for me. It's 2009.
Reggae music, don't you hear it on the background? Oh. And I'm a fan of reggae, so when I have it.
And when we will see a lot of participants going on skis for the first time, falling, so we're gonna have a
laugh.
Good laugh.
What have you heard about ISFiT?
I know it's a big student festival in Trondheim.
Yes.
And I know it happens every year.
Yeah. Every other year?
Every other year, that's true, that's true.
So have you attended to anything on ISFiT?
No.
No. Are you going to?
Probably not.
Concerts or anything? No?
Probably not. I checked out the concert, wasn't that much I liked, so
okay.
I think I'm gonna stay clear this year.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem. Kjenner du noen plass på noe TV eller noe?
Nei, det bare ISFiT-dokumentarfilm.
ISFiT. What is it?
He'd make sure none of them would ever even dare to pray for life in any other way. He's gone away. Will he come back or will he stay away this time? Love's so unleashed, it reaches far, but now it's gone astray. Time passed, no word from Jimmy. His mother wept and his father started drinking till he fell asleep. Somewhere beneath the stars Jimmy was thinking about a pair of eyes behind prison bars. Come Sunday Jimmy showed up for confession at the local church. It's when the old vicar disappeared without a trace. Then Jimmy went home to stay for a while, but not for long. You know that's just not Jimmy's style. Jimmy's gone away. Will he come back or will he stay away this time? Love's a long leash, it reaches far, but now it's gone astray.
I have to talk. Nou, ik ken het carnaval van hier in Noorden, dus dat vind ik heel jammer, maar hier is het ook super gezellig. En hoe wilt jij ook nog iets zeggen? Nou, you have to say something.
Hi, I'm Eliav from Israel, and I want to say to you in Hebrew, wow, איזה מגניב, חבל על הזמן, ISFiT זה הדבר הכי טוב בעולם, אחי, תבואו כל יום.
Or maybe I had to say it was Limburgian. It's a dialect from the south of the Netherlands, so really important.
Anyways, I'm Eliav.
I'm Eve, and it's really nice here.
Bye!
Bye!
I'm going after ما نشوت
What's your name?
Runa.
And what do you do in ISFiT?
I'm arranging the plenary sessions.
Okay, so what's going to happen here in Storsalen now?
Today Hans Blix are coming, talking about farewell to arms. And there is a fantastic electronica band playing. Matthias, what's the band called? Amish 82.
Okay.
Yes.
Who are this candy for?
It's for the technical crew.
Okay.
So we stay friends.
Okay.
They get candy from us, and we get help from them.
Sounds fun. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Meanwhile, there will require to be relaxation of tensions, and that should develop confidence as well. We see, not with Russia, but Hillary Clinton being in Beijing, and they talk about the need to abstain from protectionism and the urging of the Chinese to continue to buy American government bonds and so forth. All these things ties together and glues together the big states. So it's a slow process that is coming. And I don't think that we expect the trust today between Obama and, say, Putin. But in due course, if we get an agreement to start with, we need a renewal of the START 1 agreement, which expires at the end of the next year, of this year actually. And then we need the test ban treaty. So it's a slow process. On the question of Iraq and the reason for the war, for the American intervention, no, I'm quite convinced that it was not just weapons of mass destruction. That was an argument they used because they could sell it. It was something that people were worried about, that they may be going again for weapons of mass destruction. Why I had the impression was that Saddam Hussein threw out the inspectors and stopped them from inspecting in the 1990s. Why did he do so? Well, maybe he did so because he wanted to scare his neighbors. He maybe say, I'm saying to the United Nations, I have no weapons, but to you, I'm behaving like this to show you that I might have them. It was like hanging a sign on the door saying, beware of the dog, without having a dog. However, the US, I think, many of them believed there were weapons of mass destruction, but I agree with you that the oil was probably a fundamental reason. Just as the oil was the reason to the first Gulf War in 1991. The US feared then that Iraq would move on from Kuwait to Saudi Arabia and grab and control all the oil in the Middle East. In the Second War, it was clear that the US saw the necessity of moving American land troops, ground troops, out of Saudi Arabia and place them somewhere else. And they do continue to feel a need to protect oil resources and to protect the transportation, pipelines, ports, etc. for oil because they are so dependent upon it. Whether that is correct or not, I don't know, but I'm sure that this was a very fundamental reason. There were other reasons as well which were articulated and not particularly good. They wanted to start democracy in Iraq, and they said that, look, we created democracy in Germany and in Japan, in Korea, through occupation. We can do that in Iraq. Well, that was not a very good calculation, actually. They said that we would wipe out Al-Qaeda from Iraq. Al-Qaeda was not in Iraq, but they got into Iraq as a result of the American occupation. So I think that everything was a miscalculation and a disaster, except getting rid of Saddam Hussein. Because Saddam Hussein was a horrible dictator and a butcher, and it was good to get rid of him.
Time really flies in good company, and on behalf of everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming, Dr. Blix. Do you have a final message to the ISFiT family?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the musicians who are here They used to say that you should have bang for your bucks. I think I got a lot of bang for the blicks here. And if I have another serious message is that I've been working mostly on weapons of mass destruction and to try to help get rid of them. But I must confess to you that my heart I'm even more worried about the environment than about weapons of mass destruction. Because I think weapons of mass destruction issue could be handled if you had wise governments in a dozen of states in the world. But the environmental question is something like 6.5 billion people in the world. I have been to the same island in the Baltic every summer since 1939. It's 1939, long before most of you were born. And I have seen during my lifetime the changes in bird life, in butterfly life, fish, vegetation, etc. And now these are good, yes, they are. And you have to study the statistics carefully. I urge you to be critically thinking when you do. But nevertheless, what we see is worrisome and must be taken seriously. Not hysterically. I'm against green fundamentalism as I'm against any other fundamentalism. But it is serious, and I think even more serious than the weapons.
Well, there have definitely been some hilarious situations. Drunken walks home with people, and then stories of people who've gone home and were stopped by a policeman and was told to get in the car. And so he was afraid that he was going to be taken to the police station, where he wasn't taken to the police station. The cop just dropped him off somewhere in Nuremberg or somewhere, and his house is in Nardo.
Oh.
So what he did was he found a cab driver who was urinating on the street publicly. So he was just waiting for him to finish, and the cab driver turned around and he was looking at it. And you saw this guy who was looking at him while he was urinating. So he asked him, "What did you want?" He was drunk, and he said, "I want a ride home." So he took him home. He got 250 krone for a ride home. Oh. So a lot of different highlights.
Will he come back, or will he stay away this time? Love's a long leash, it reaches far, but now it's gone astray.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Your English was perfect. Yes, okay. Thank you very much.
He's talking a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ISFiT. Thank you, ISFiT. Bye-bye. Thank you, ISFiT.
Thank you, ISFiT. See you in 2011.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The IDs for peace.
Can I go have a lunch? Is that okay?
Of course, sorry.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.